Number 3. Robert Sorrells. Robert Sorrells was born in Dallas, Texas in June 1930. Not much is known about his early life. He came to Hollywood in the late 1950s when there was plenty of acting work because of the emerging television industry. In 1959, Sorrells had his first uncredited role in the action-adventure drama series Rescue 8. His first credited role was that same year in the sitcom The Dennis O'Keefe Show. In 1960, Sorrells landed what would be his most notable role. He was playing the robotic baseball pitcher, Casey, in the first season of The Twilight Zone in the episode The Mighty Casey. Casey is a robot that is better at baseball than any human player. In the 1960s and 1970s, Sorrells had minor roles, mostly in westerns, where he played cowboy-type characters. He appeared in iconic shows like The Outer Limits, The Fugitive, Rawhide, Bonanza, Kung Fu, Gunsmoke, and The Waltons. By the 1980s, Sorrells' career had started to slow down. He had small roles in movies like Fletch and Nowhere to Run. In 1990, he made his last screen appearance in the TV series Gabriel's Fire, starring James Earl Jones. After that, he retired from the industry. By 2004, Robert Sorrells had spent all his money from his nearly 3 decades of acting and was living in affordable housing in Simi Valley, California. He spent a lot of his time playing music. He played the piano, guitar, and harmonica. Sorrells was a vegetarian who practiced yoga and was a self-proclaimed pacifist. He grew tomatoes on his patio and rode his bike everywhere. On his bike, he had a special carrying case for his small dog. He also arranged country and western concerts at a nearby retirement community. However, he also had a dark side. His friends said he could be sensitive and easily offended. Sorrells struggled with alcoholism, and he had a history of erratic behavior. 2004 was a tough year for the former actor. Both his mother and his dog died. On the night of July 24, 2004, Robert Sorrells was at the Regency Lounge in Simi Valley. Sorrells, who was intoxicated, got into an argument with another patron. Sorrells then lunged at the man. Another patron, 45-year-old Arthur DeLong, intervened. DeLong forcibly escorted Sorrells out of the bar. Sorrells went home and he retrieved his handgun. He went back to the Regency Lounge. In the bar, 74-year-old Robert Sorrells shot 45-year-old Arthur DeLong point blank in the back. As Sorrells was exiting the bar, he fired 2 more shots at the patrons and the staff. 40-year-old patron Edward Sanchez, who had not interacted with Sorrells, was shot as well. Sorrells was arrested 3 blocks from the bar. 45-year-old Arthur DeLong, who was a married father of 1 and a painting contractor, died because of his wounds. Edward Sanchez survived his injuries. Initially, Robert Sorrells planned to plead not guilty by reason of insanity. However, after being examined, the psychiatrist could not determine if he had a mental illness. In May 2005, Sorrells pleaded guilty to premeditated murder and premeditated attempted murder. He was looking at 40 years for the murder. Instead, in July 2005, the 75-year-old former actor was sentenced to 25 years to life in prison. Robert Sorrells died in prison in June 2019 at age 88. Before we go on to our next case, I want to talk about something a bit more fun. I have a question for you. Where do you like to play mobile games? I love playing them while I'm watching TV, or even better, when I'm using the washroom. What if I told you you can make money when you play the games? With today's paid partner, Tester Up, you can do exactly that. It's really easy to get started with Tester Up and start earning money. First, you have to sign up and it's completely free to register. Then, pick an app to test. Third, complete simple tasks like playing a game or answering some questions. That's all you have to do to start making money. I played Arrows and it was a ton of fun. Not to mention, I made money for playing it. Payouts happen within 24 hours via bank transfer and you can earn up to $80 or £80 a week. Once you get Tester Up, make sure you check in often because you will always find new tasks. Plus, it's an excellent way to find new games and give your opinions on surveys. Tester Up is an app you can trust. They have over 22 million users and a 4.2 out of 5 rating on Trustpilot. Tester Up has an incredible offer for our amazing viewers. If you use the link in the description box or scan the QR code, you'll get $5 or £5 just for signing up. Why not check out Tester Up today? You'll find some amazing games to play, you'll be supporting this channel, and you'll be earning money. It's a win-win-win. Number 2. Charles S. Dutton. Charles Stanley Dutton was born in 1951 in Baltimore, Maryland. His parents divorced when he was 4, and his mother raised him. After getting his master's degree from the Yale School of Drama in 1983, Dutton's first major acting role was playing Levy in August Wilson's Ma Rainey's Black Bottom on Broadway. For the role, Dutton was nominated for a Tony for Best Featured Actor, but ultimately lost. Dutton's first screen role was a small part in the anthology film Cat's Eye, which Stephen King wrote. From there, he had minor roles in made-for-TV movies and guest spots on TV series. In 1988, Dutton had a supporting role in the movie Crocodile Dundee Part 2. The 1990s were a very successful decade for Dutton. In 1990, he starred in another August Wilson play on Broadway. He played Boy Willie in The Piano Lesson. Once again, he was nominated for a Tony. However, he lost to Robert Morris, who played President Harry Truman in the production of True. In 1995, The Piano Lesson was adapted into a made-for-TV movie, and Dutton starred in it. For his performance, Dutton was nominated for a Golden Globe for Best Performance by an Actor in a miniseries or motion picture made for television. The 4 other nominees were major Hollywood stars: Alec Baldwin, Lawrence Fishburne, James Woods, and Gary Sinise. Sinise won the award for playing President Harry Truman in the HBO biopic Truman. Dutton was also nominated for an Emmy for Outstanding Lead Actor in a Miniseries or Special for The Piano Lesson. He lost to Raul Julia for his role in The Burning Season, the Chico Mendes story. Julia was awarded the Emmy posthumously because he died in October 1994 at age 54 from a series of strokes after battling stomach cancer for 3 years. In 1992, Dutton co-starred in Alien 3, which was the directorial debut of David Fincher. Also that year, he starred in his own sitcom series, Rock. He played the titular character, Rock Emerson, a married trash collector living in Baltimore. It followed the day-to-day life of Rock and his wife, a nurse, Eleanor, played by Ella Joyce. Rock aired for 3 seasons on Fox. Dutton's other major roles in the 1990s included Menace to Society, A Time to Kill, and Mimic. In 1997, Dutton directed the made-for-TV movie First Time Felon, starring Omar Epps. In 1999, Charles Dutton was nominated for his second Emmy for a guest spot on HBO's prison drama series, Oz. He lost to Edward Herrmann in The Practice. In 2000, Dutton received his 3rd Emmy nomination, but it wasn't for acting. It was for directing the HBO miniseries, The Coroner. The miniseries is about a black, low-income family living in Baltimore and dealing with the consequences of the war on drugs. In 2002, Charles Dutton won his first Emmy Award for acting. He won the Emmy for Outstanding Guest Actor in a Drama Series for playing Leonard Marshall on the ABC legal drama, The Practice. He won another Emmy for Outstanding Guest Actor in a Drama Series for the police procedural Without a Trace the following year. Dutton continued to work in front and behind the camera until about 2015. Then, after 3 decades, which included 3 Emmy Awards, Charles S. Dutton retired from the entertainment industry. Dutton had an amazing career, but his path to success had dark roots. Dutton dropped out of high school in the 7th grade when he was 12. He started hanging out on the streets. Dunn later said he wasn't a bully, but he did enjoy violence. On June 30th, 1968, Dunn was hanging out on a street in Baltimore. 32-year-old Please Nolan came up to Dudden and tried to get him to drink some warm beer. This led to an argument, and Nolan slashed Dudden with a knife. Dunn took the knife from Nolan and stabbed him multiple times. 32-year-old Please Nolan died in the hospital 4 months later. In December 1969, Dunn pleaded guilty to manslaughter, and he was sentenced to 5 years of prison. He ended up serving 20 months, and then he was paroled. Shortly after he was released, he was arrested again for robbery and weapons charges. He was sentenced to 3 years of prison. While serving his sentence, he continued to get in trouble. According to Dudden, a correctional officer prevented him from seeing a visitor. Dunn asked the correctional officer if he wanted to fight. According to Dudden, the correctional officer agreed, and they went into a locked room and had mutual combat. However, the correctional officer pressed charges, and Dunn received an 8-year sentence for assault. Later, Dudden got into an argument with a fellow inmate over the TV. The other inmate stabbed Dudden in the neck with an ice pick, and he nearly died. One day, shortly after getting out of the hospital, Dunn ran into trouble when he refused to clean the toilets. He was sent to solitary confinement for 3 days. Inmates who were confined to solitary confinement were allowed to take one book with them into the 5-by-7-foot cell. He inadvertently grabbed a book of plays by black playwrights. During Dunn's 3 days in solitary confinement, he became enamored with the works. After he got out of solitary confinement, he approached a teacher at the prison who was also an amateur actor. Dunn asked her if she would start a drama group at the prison, and she agreed. Dunn also began to focus on his education. He earned a high school equivalency certificate and a 2-year college associate's degree. Dunn was paroled in August 1976. He attended Towson State University in Towson, Maryland. After graduating, he went on to the Yale School of Drama and then Broadway, and then 3 decades of acting and directing. On his IMDb page, he has 110 acting credits and 7 director credits. Since retiring, according to Dunn's daughter, he had a stroke and now uses a wheelchair. At the time of this recording, Charles S. Dudden is 75 years old. Number 1. Gig Young. Byron Ellsworth Barr, who later became known as Gig Young, was born on November 4, 1913, in St. Cloud, Minnesota. His family later moved to Washington, D.C., and he grew up there. In high school, Gig caught the acting bug. After high school, he got a scholarship to the Pasadena Community Playhouse, so he moved to California. When he was the leading man in a play, he got the attention of a Warner Brothers talent scout who signed him to a contract with the studio. Gig's first film role was playing a minor role in 1940's Misbehaving Husbands. Over the next 2 years, he appeared in 10 films in minor or uncredited roles. His big break came in the 1942 drama The Gay Sisters. He had a supporting role playing the character Gig Young. He was a standout in the film and received a lot of critical recognition. After the movie, he changed his stage name to Gig Young. During World War II, Gig left Hollywood and enlisted in the U.S. Coast Guard. He served as a pharmacist's mate. When he returned to Hollywood after the war, Warner Brothers dropped his option, forcing him to freelance. During this time, he developed a niche role playing characters who were sardonic but affable and often drunk. In 1952, Gig was nominated for the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor for his role in the drama Come Fill the Cup. He lost the award to Carl Malden for A Streetcar Named Desire. In 1959, he was nominated for Best Supporting Actor again. It was for the romantic comedy Teacher's Pet, starring Clark Gable and Doris Day. He once again lost. Burl Ives took home the statuette for his role in the western The Big Country. In 1960, Gig Young got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. In 1969, he co-starred in the psychological drama They Shoot Horses, Don't They? Sidney Pollack directed the film, and the leads were Jane Fonda and Michael Sarrazin. The movie, based on the 1935 novel of the same name by Horace McCoy, is about people competing in a grueling dance marathon during the Great Depression. Gig played Rocky Gravo, the cynical and opportunistic MC of the marathon. They Shoot Horses, Don't They? Performed well at the box office, and it was a hit with the critics. Roger Ebert considers it one of the best American movies of the 1970s. It was also nominated for 9 Academy Awards. However, it wasn't nominated for Best Picture. It holds the record for most nominations without being nominated for Best Picture. The film ended up taking home 1 Oscar. Gig Young won for Best Supporting Actor. They Shoot Horses, Don't They? Turned out to be the peak of Gig Young's career. In the 1970s, he mostly got minor roles in forgettable films and made-for-television movies. While Gig Young had a lot of professional success, he struggled with his personal life. He had been married 4 times. 3 of his marriages ended in divorce. In 1950, he married his second wife, Sophie Rosenstein. 2 years later, in November 1952, Sophie died of cancer at age 45. Gig struggled with mental health problems and alcoholism. People close to him said he had violent mood swings. On September 27, 1978, 64-year-old Gig married his 5th wife, 31-year-old German magazine editor Ruth Hannelore Schmidt, who went by Kim. The couple lived in the Osborne in Manhattan, New York. 3 weeks after getting married, at around 2:30 p.m. on October 19, 1978, the building's manager heard 2 loud pops. He didn't think much about it. About 5 hours later, he noticed groceries outside the couple's apartment. They had been dropped off earlier, but no one had collected them. The manager realized that the loud bangs he heard earlier may have been gunshots, so he called the police. In the apartment, the police found 64-year-old Academy Award winner Gig Young and his 31-year-old wife, Kim Young, dead. Kim had been shot once in the back of the head, and Gig was shot through the mouth. They both had been shot to death with a .38 caliber revolver. The gun was in Gig's hand. The police did not find a note explaining why Gig shot his wife of 3 weeks and himself. His diary was opened to September 27, 1978, the couple's wedding date. All it said was, quote, "We got married today," unquote. Gig Young was buried in a family plot in Waynesville, North Carolina, under his birth name, Byron Ellsworth Barr. Kim Schmidt was buried in a cemetery in Eldon Weir, Victoria, Australia. Gig had 1 daughter, Jennifer, whom he had with his second wife. The couple had a bitter divorce in 1968 after being together for 4 years. Gig denied being the father of Jennifer, who was 14 when Gig died. After a 5-year court battle, a judge ruled that Jennifer was Gig's daughter. When Gig died, in his will, he left most of his estate, including his Academy Award, to his agent, Martin Baum. Gig only left Jennifer $10 in his will. In 1994, Jennifer sued Martin Baum to get ownership of the statuette. In 1997, the judge ruled that Baum was the legal owner of the Oscar. However, Baum and Jennifer worked out a deal that she would get the Oscar when he died. Oscar Baum died in November 2010 at age 86, and Jennifer was given the Oscar statuette. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, we'd really appreciate it if you subscribed. Once again, thank you for watching.